All right, welcome everybody to Breakout Racing League Tier 5. We have round 6, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the Baku Street Circuit. We have 12 drivers in the lobby today. We have one driver notably missing due to a race ban, that is TRL Stig. But your two fighters for the championship, and Money Hustard and Marlon, are both here and present, and we expect a good battle from everybody today. So we're waiting to see who is going to be the first car out on track.
No one. No one yet.
No one. Nobody yet.
I think it's just a timing glitch where we're 1 minute ahead of everyone. There you go.
All
Someone's
right,
out.
we have a Ferrari heading out onto track. Who is that? That is Tweaking, going out on the medium tire. This is going to be an interesting choice the drivers have to make today as to a soft or medium tire, as that will have quite an effect on their race strategy. Tire wear around this track is very high and can be something that the drivers have to fight. But we will see who can manage their tires and pick the right strategy to score as many points as possible tonight. The other two drivers we have on track are Shifts and Kieran. And looks like the Red Bull of Shredder has just gone on the pit lane. Now we see Tweaking here entering what is known as the castle section. This very tight part of the circuit. And you only just have room to fit a car through. There's a couple more drivers coming out on track. Most people opting for the soft tire for qualifying, because that will give them much better lap time, but that soft tire will wear out fairly quickly in the race.
Yeah, a lot of
And
some people on the mediums.
Tweaking goes into the wall there. Looks like he has lost a front end plate. Wonder if he'll still continue on the lap or not. So we check in with Shifts. And let's see what Tweaking decides to do. He is going to pull into the pits. Yeah, he's going to fix that wing damage. So our first driver will be Shifts. So let's ride along with Shifts on this first lap here. Braking hard into turn 1, second gear corner. Short shifting at the third and fourth for traction. Oh, slight lock up into that corner. Open DRS wide open. Looks like he's going to have some traffic to deal with coming up, but that shouldn't be a problem. As we see Kieran behind him is also on a lap. It's Shifts. Yep, there's Shifts getting through the traffic. All right. Looks like he's keeping it nice and safe. And purple sector 1 for him. Let's see if Kieran can respond to that. And Kieran responds with the purple sector. So this will be interesting as to which these drivers sets the fastest first lap. Both of them are on the soft tire. As we see, Marlon has started his first flying lap as well. Interesting to see where he will slot in as he is on the medium tire.
Some people on mediums, some people on soft.
Yep, that strategy will come into play when the start of the race as Shifts goes purple in sector 2. Keeping it clean through the high-speed chicane as he comes down to the front straight. And Shifts is coming up to the line with Kieran just behind. Shifts goes fastest. And Kieran coming up. Kieran pips him by almost by over 2 seconds.
Oh
Or
my.
almost 2 seconds. That is quite the gap there.
Kieran, I think. No, never mind.
As Shifts runs the the turn 2 exit. Hopefully, traffic behind him can get through without too much.
Shredder's the next one to cross the line on the mediums.
Shredder comes across with a 141.662. Marlin coming up on the medium tires as well. Let's see what time he goes. He goes second fastest, so he is faster than Shifts on the soft tire. Marlin is P2 in the championship, so good qualifying from him will be crucial to getting good points in the race and taking the fight to Money, who is our current championship leader.
Only 4 cars set a lap time right now. I think that's Tweaking starting his lap. So no one is on a lap right now, I don't think.
As we see, Tito looks to be on a lap here. He was the traffic that Shifts was having to avoid on his first lap. Tito keeping it clean through turn 15. Coming up to turn 16. This is an important corner as it sets up your exit.
Almost
As he gets it kind of wrong. That was a bit of wheel spin. Hopefully that doesn't impact his time too much.
Going to the final straight, about to open his DRS.
And as Tito comes up to the line, it is a 141.7, so not that far off from Shredder, both of them on the medium tires.
While the track quiets down, let's talk about strategy. We've seen some soft hards, we've seen some soft medium softs. What would you think is the fastest strategy around here?
Well, keep in mind that a safety car could come out at any time in this tight track. However, soft to hard is a very good strategy around here, but you can also start on the mediums and go to the hards. Keep that tire wear down. Some people have also seen two-stopping, going soft, medium, medium. But we'll have to see whether there's safety cars or what wing damage people have to come in and fix.
Yep. Tweaking. Just at third fastest time, 140.2, but yeah, I mean, some people are opting for track position, start going on the softs, and those softs wear out pretty quickly. About lap 4 is the time where it's 40% and where you're gonna have to start tire saving. That's Phantom going 5th, 141.5, so majority of the people going for the mediums. Hopefully that will change as time progresses.
As we see, Shifts is the only person so far to have set a fast lap on the soft tire. Kieran did set his fastest lap on the soft tire, but he has gone out on the mediums now to see if he can try and improve on the slightly harder tire, but that medium tire is the best race tire around this track.
Yeah.
As we see Redeemer and the other McLaren, he has started his lap. He and Phantom are in a tight championship battle, so let's see if he can out-qualify his rival. As Dark Flash also seems to be on a lap. Coming through that final turn 16, important to get the good exit. Keeps it nice and tidy there. Coming through 17 and 18, that fast, high-speed chicane. As he's getting prepared to open his DRS and rip it down the front straight. As Redeemer enters the castle section here. Very tight corner, super technical. And Dark Flash goes a 143, so he is quite a bit off. He must have had some wheel spin on that lap.
Yeah, Flash has gotten a very unlucky season. Things have not gone his way, so he needs a confidence booster if he wants to score some points.
Redeemer coming through turn 15, nice and tiny, avoiding that curb. Some drivers can take that curb, but be warned, that curb will spit you into the wall if you get it just an inch wrong. And Redeemer coming down the pit straight, about to open his DRS. Let's see what time he can do. As Victor has joined the lobby. He is currently 11th in the championship. And Redeemer goes a 142.4.
I don't think he improves.
So
Or he does, but he doesn't gain any position.
As Kieran is on his lap trying to improve from his soft tire time. Coming through that super tight castle section, you can see there's no room for error there. That will be a turn to watch during the race. As we might see drivers try and take that too wide, but there is only room for one. It looks like Kieran's coming up on some traffic here. Hopefully they don't impact his lap and he doesn't impact their lap. As we see Money coming up towards the line. Oh, he has invalidated. That is not what we want to see. So we go to Hungry Caveman. He is on a lap going into the castle section. And let's see if Kieran can improve or not. As he comes up to the line, Kieran does not improve on his time. So as of right now, he will be starting on the soft tire. As we see yellow flags in Sector 1. It's just traffic getting out of the way there. Now we have Caveman, who has made it through the rest of the track. He has gone purple in Sector 2, so let's see if he can keep this up through Sector 3. The long straightaway, you can't. Some drivers have to prioritize whether they want high downforce for that super technical Sector 2 or they want low downforce to be fast on these straights. And Caveman comes across the line. They just provisional pole position for him with a 139.193 on the soft tire.
It's a great time considering it's Tier 4. I mean, sorry, not Tier 4, Tier 5.
As Phantom is on his out lap and Kieran is on his in lap. We see Money here. He invalidated last time. He is clean so far, so hopefully he can get a time on the board and not be starting as far down as he is.
He is the championship leader, so there is some pressure amongst him to keep that lead. He has low fuel.
Hopefully he does have enough fuel to make it back around in time. If he needs to start another fly, let's see if he abandons this or keeps it. And he's keeping on, so he comes up to the line and goes 9th fastest on the mediums. So interesting, as qualifying has gone on, we've seen a couple more drivers jump over to that faster soft tire for better track position.
If I'm not wrong, only three, four teams are racing. That's Alpha, Ferrari, and McLaren. With Ferrari and McLaren both being the top two in the championship standing, so it's crucial. Oh, as well as Haas, yeah. I forgot about Victor, but that's interesting.
So we have 4 full teams here. That could be big points for the championship. In BRL, we have a combined championship standing, and McLaren has run away with that. So today we're going to see if Marlon and Redeemer there can keep up points and help their allies in the other tiers in the combined championship. So we see a number of drivers currently on out laps, getting around some traffic in that castle section now with shifts there. It's always interesting to watch. See who's going to be in the way, who's not. As Victor was going slowly there. Doesn't have any damage, so he must have been just avoiding traffic. So we were coming down to these final minutes of qualifying. We're going to see a lot of drivers come out and try and set their best laps. As, again, that is shifts getting out of the way for Phantom, it looked like. Phantom on a lap. Let's see what he can do coming down this front straight. DRS is open for him. And let's see what kind of time he can put up for AlphaTauri and himself. As he goes 2nd fastest. just barely beating out Kieran in third place right there. Kieran is on an outlap, so let's see if he can respond at all.
I'm just wondering if anyone can beat Caveman with that very competitive low 39.
You see Victor's on a lap here. He has yet to set a time, as he was the one who joined us late. So let's see what kind of pressure he can put on these other drivers. As we have Tweaking about to set a lap too. And Phantom getting out of the way nicely for Kieran there. Let's follow along with Kieran on this lap. Excuse me, Kieran's on an out lap. It's Victor who's on the current lap.
he has a purple sector too.
Going through the castle section. Oh, slight lock up there. Managed to keep it off the walls though. Let's see if that impacts him at all. As the McLaren of Redeemer has also started a lap. He is still in the early stages of Sector 1 though. Kieran will be Victor will be the next car across the line.
A lot of people taking that turn 15 very cautiously.
If you get that turn wrong, you will slap against the wall, and as we've seen in other tiers, that will take your front wing right off. So drivers careful to avoid that.
Happened to me
As
two times in
Victor's coming
2-2.
up to line. DRS wide open. Let's see what kind of fight he can take. And he goes 7th fastest, 140.9. So we're going to have to see as we come down to about a minute left. So there's not enough time to start another lap. So a lot of these drivers better hurry up and make it. See Tweaking on a lap here. Let's see what he can put up. And he goes fastest by a mile.
What?
138.2. That is 9/10 faster than Caveman. That might just be good enough for pole position.
Do you think the
As we
McLarens
saw Kieran there was having a moment.
Do you think the McLarens would be giving each other slipstream? Look at that.
The McLarens are working together there. That is Marlon giving Redeemer a bit of slipstream. Let's see if Redeemer will pay it back at the end of his lap or not. As Marlon goes to start a lap, Redeemer goes 5th fastest there. Kieran's 4th. Phantom, who has retired in 3rd. Caveman is on his out lap. Let's see if he can make it to the line in time to try and fight Tweaking for that pole position. Marlon also on a lap here. And Tito on his out lap. Hopefully he can make it to the line. He does make it to the line in time. And the only other driver attempting to make it to the line is Harry Jock here as he comes up to the line. All right, all of these drivers will get their one last chance.
Shifts as well.
Going slowly. He's on an in lap. Shifts as well.
Barely crosses the line.
Barely crosses the line in time as Redeemer's on his lap. And Caveman as well. Let's see if Caveman can bring fight back. We have
Jocks is out.
going slow. Jock retires. He must have had some trouble down to turn 2 there. As we see Tweaking is invalidated, so he's on his in lap. That's correct. So Redeemer should be the next, Marlon will be the next McLaren, but he has invalidated his lap, so this will not count. Behind him is a Haas. That's going to be Kieran. Kieran's on a good lap. And Kieran goes purple sector 2. So let's see. Kieran can keep it together through this fast chicane down into the pit straight. Keeps it clean through there. Coming up to the DRS. He's going to be our first to set their final time coming across the line. And Marlon has hit the checker flag. Kieran comes up to the checker flag. He goes 3rd position for him. 139.227.
Tito and Caveman are the next.
Tito will be the next across the line. Tito coming up to the DRS zone. Looks like he's had an alright lap so far. Let's see what kind of time he can put up.
Caveman beat.
And he abandons. Caveman comes across the line. Caveman doesn't improve. He stays at a 139.139. He did set the fastest 3rd sector, but not by enough.
Shifts is the next one to cross the line.
Shifts improves from 6th up to 5th, so he pips Redeemer there for 5th position. as we have
is it.
no more cars on a lap.
Oh my god, tweaking in first place and 8-2. That's like tier 3, potentially tier 2 time. That is very impressive from tweaking. Maybe he can make it up in the not make it up, translate it into the race and get some really good points for Ferrari and extend that championship lead.
So
Constructors
here's your
championship
qualifying
lead.
results. Tweaking with an impressive 9/10 up on second place. He's on pole position, followed by Caveman and Kieran. Phantom Shifts, Redeemer, Marlon. The two McLarens there starting side by side but on different tires. Top 6 all on soft tires. The only one past the top 6 who's on the softs is Victor in 8th position, as Harry Jock did not get to set a time in qualifying. So he will have a free choice of tire regardless, as he is in 13th. But yeah, so good qualifying results. Tweaking dominant. Let's see if he can carry it over into the race. As we hop in the chat here, we have BRL Maverick hosting this stream. Thank you for that. All these viewers are welcome, as we're going to have quite the race on our hands today. As we see Bald Guy Racing in the chat, Deemer for podium. Let's see if he can pull it off for Deemer there. He's starting in P6. Not a bad spot. As long as he gets some DRS and makes the overtakes work, he might have a chance.
Winning for everyone. Formation lap starting.
The lights come on. We have the formation lap. Everybody getting away nice and slowly. It'll be interesting to see how much tweaking tries to bunch the field up, as he won't be wanting to sit first on the grid with his warm tires and let them cool for too long. So interesting to see whether he keeps them bunched up or tries to get this formation lap over with as soon as he can. As the way this track works, the start line, there's a nice run down into turn 1, so these drivers will want to heat up their brakes as well, so that their brakes are working properly and they can be nice and late on the brakes going into turn 1. Cold brakes means they'll have to get on earlier and they won't be as effective.
Everyone just cooling their tires. I mean, not cooling, warming their tires.
Don't want to warm those tires too much, as the swerving method that a lot of drivers use to warm their tires also does induce a bit of tire wear, so they're going to have to find that balance between warm tires and keeping the wear down. These softs won't last much more than about 7 laps.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting as we see a gap kind of starting to form. And one of the McLarens must have had a spin or something, because they're all the way in the back, but that will get reset when it comes time to start. Yep, there it is, tweaking, bunching up the field nicely. Doesn't want to let his tires cool too much. And the field's coming up towards this high-speed chicane, not so high speed on the formation lap. But everybody warming their tires and tweaking, keeping them bunched up nicely.
Marlon, the only person in the top 10. Sorry, Marlon, Shredded, and Tito, the three people in the top 10 on the mediums. So they're gonna try and pull an overcut on the soft runners and hopefully go on the hards. Flash and Money are on the hards as well.
Alright, Tweaking comes up to the line. It looks like everybody else backed up a bit more from him. Hopefully his tires won't take too much of a hit. But the grid coming up for Breakout Racing League Tier 5, Round 6 at Azerbaijan. Two drivers in the back starting on the hard tire, 4 on the mediums, and the rest on the softs. As we get 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, and away we go. Tier 5, round 6, as Tweaking gets a good start. Caveman gets a better start. Caveman has passed Tweaking into turn 1. The rest of the drivers keeping it kind of clean. Oh, 3 wide there. The Haas was getting a bit out of shape, but everyone has kept it clean so far. Let's see if they can do that again in turn 2. And a couple 2 wide back over. Looks like everybody's gotten through cleanly. Maybe without a bit of front wing, but no major accidents so far. The top 3 is single file, top 4 single file now. And Tito's right on the back of the McLaren. There's a wing. Somebody's end plate flying around back there. So. And it might have been Tito's, as he does have some damage. Up front, Caveman still in the lead. But Tweaking and Shifts are right on the back of him. Then we have a small break back to Phantom, but Phantom's still within 1 second. As we head into the castle section, tightest part of the track, arguably tightest part on the calendar. And oh, looks like Tweaking took a hard hit. Tweaking has lost his front wing through there. And that has allowed Caveman to fly off and everyone else to have to bunch up behind him. Hopefully he doesn't get too much in their way through this section. As he is falling back, there's still wings flying everywhere. Tweaking plummeting down the order without the added downforce of his front wing.
Tweaking broke way more early than the Redeemer, lost his front wing because of it, and now both McLarens have lost positions. Marlin's down into 11th as well. Redeemer losing all those positions.
As we're going to have to see who comes in for an early first lap pit stop. Caveman goes on. Shifts has gotten past Phantom there going into turn 1. As we see a whole bunch of drivers going 3 wide down the front straight. Somebody had ghosted. That was Shifts. Oh, Shifts getting all out of sorts. Shifts has spun and broke his front wing. Hopefully it gets out of the way of these other drivers. And oh, he gets right in the way of the McLaren. Everyone's slowing down. There's a safety car. Safety car has come out. As Shredder has a 5-second penalty for a collision under safety car. So, this might be good news for all the drivers who just pit, as they'll get a chance to catch up to the back of the field. The safety car will let them by. But that was quite the first 2 laps there.
Yeah, the almost 4 cars without a front wing. That is really unfortunate for those drivers, and hopefully the people with alternate strategy can take advantage to that if they didn't get any front wing damage, but we'll have to see.
As we see the safety cars brought out, optional pit strategy. Still 1 stop or 2 stop is viable. This track with the high tire wear allows for a number of strategies to be taken. So, Caveman in the lead, followed by Kieran and Phantom for the top 3 right now. Victor has made his way up to 4th. The biggest droppers are the McLarens. They're down in 9th and last. But the safety car will bunch the field up, so hopefully they can get some of those positions back. As we see, our highest climber is Big Hairy Jock.
Marlon got disqualified.
We have a disqualification.
I don't know what that was. I mean, there was like a huge pileup involving 3 cars, but Marlon wasn't involved. But I don't know.
As we see, yeah, a number of more drivers have 5-second penalties. What has happened?
This is, I think, almost
drivers?
more than half of the field is already pitted for that front wing. So you're just lucky on the start in Tier 5 if you won't get any front wing damage.
As, yeah, more than half of the field has already stopped or currently in the pits. As Caveman there had pit, and he is now fitted the medium tires. As we catch back up to the safety car, Kieran is in the net lead. Shredder's in P2, but Shredder has, looks like Shredder has wing damage too, and a 5-second penalty. As Caveman's coming up, Money Huster back there. We have a number of drivers still in the pits. Harry Jock and Dark Flash there. They're gonna have to catch up to the field. Safety car will probably stay out one more lap to let everybody catch up and bunch up and get their tires back up to temperature. So what a start to this race. 3 laps in, and all but 3 drivers have taken a pit stop already. Most of them for wing damage.
Yeah, Kieran is being really aggressive, staying out on those softs. He's the only driver in this race still on soft, so he's going to try and pull those and block Shredder and everyone behind him, who is basically, I'd say, faster than him after around this lap or maybe 2 laps more. So some pressure on him to keep the lead.
Yep, so a couple other drivers have joined on the hard tire, most of the field on the mediums, and as you said, Kieran, the only driver still on the softs. It's a brave choice from him, but we'll see if he has the confidence and the ability to pull away from the pack enough. And safety car will stay out for another lap as the field hasn't quite gotten a bunch together yet. So this pack of victors still about 4.5 seconds behind. They should catch up on this straight. And then we have Harry Jock and Dark Flash playing catch up in the very back. So interesting start here. Your championship leader Money is in 4th position. His big rival Marlon is out of this race though for disqualification. So Money, as long as he keeps it in the points, he will extend his championship lead.
Yeah, and of course with Marlon also DNFing, Redeemer's the only McLaren out, so yeah, I think I said this before, some pressure to him to bring some points for McLaren. Of course, tweaking his Constructors' Championship rival is in front of him, so there's going to be some rivalry there when battling.
As Skeppy in the chat makes a good point, frustration can get the better of some of these drivers. So we may all think these drivers are just robots doing a job, but there are people behind these inputs, whether a controller or a steering wheel. So we'll have to make sure everybody keeps a level head. As you know, angry driving isn't always fast driving. See safety car coming around. I'd wager that the safety car will be in this lap as the field has bunched up. We'll have to see how Kieran handles the restart though. We've seen a couple different strategies throughout the tiers. I know in Tier 2 we got very backed up in the safety car. So
I mean, I could see his point with staying out. Everyone still has to pit. So he has to play his cards right and make the best of the situation.
Yep. Couple drivers still on the tires they started on. Money, Shredder, and Kieran. Everyone else's tires are either brand new or only 1 lap old. So you can see the safety car is in this lap, so everyone's going to have to bunch up. Hopefully they don't hit each other. But let's see how Kieran handles this restart here. As they are all bunched up through that fast speed chicane, everyone trying to go. And it looks like Kieran is taking off. So here we are on the safety car restart. As we see Shredder ride all over the back of Kieran. He's going to make a move for turn 1. Kieran on that faster tire. You see a couple of everybody shifting around in the back there. Kieran holds on to P1 through turn 1. And it looks like everyone else keeps it clean through turn 1. Let's see if they can keep it clean through turn 2. As Phantom taps Money there. And Shredder has to pull way out.
Phantom is side by side with Money now.
Let's see if Phantom can get him into this corner or not. And Phantom does look to get the move done. Looks like Victor came through on Money as well. So Money goes down 2 positions through that turn. As there's somebody in the back there, big haired jock. He looks like he had a moment. He does have some wing damage. Oh, and he is retired. He hit the wall and he is out. Underestimated how much that wing damage was going to hurt him.
10 runners on in this GP now. That is, I mean, 3 retirements in the first 5 laps.
Everybody will score points in this race.
As long as
Just
they
depends
finish.
how much. Yes, as long as they finish. And we've seen 3 people already out of this race.
I think what caused Money to lose so many positions is, I mean, he's on the hards, but I don't think he warmed those hard tires up. It's really hard to warm up, especially starting on the hards on the formation lap or safety car where the grid is so bunched up and you don't have enough speed to warm up your tires. It's very difficult to get some grip.
As we see Kieran out in the lead, has pulled a 2-second gap back to Shredder. So whenever DRS is re-enabled, Shredder won't get it on our leader Kieran. Caveman close to the back of Shredder though. As Phantom follows close behind, as well as Victor and Money. Whole bunch of drivers here, all right on top of each other. So let's see if anybody can make a move work into turn 1 here. As it looks like Money pulls out to go for a move back there, but decides against it.
Redeemer pits.
And Redeemer is in the pits.
He has front wing damage, but he was on the hard, so that's going to compromise his strategy even more.
Guess he's going to have to 2-stop the medium tire now, as the medium tires won't make it to the end from here. You see slight lockups going into turn 3 there. Driver's mostly keeping it clean. There's this pack here. Oh, it looks like tweaking back there. Excuse me, Victor is all over the back of Phantom there. Mostly followed by Tito there. Let's see if Victor can keep it in the back of Phantom through the castle section. This dirty air, a lot of dirty air is produced by these cars, so following through this tight technical area here can be difficult when you're that close behind somebody. And Tweaking also right on the back of Tito. Let's see if Tweaking can recover at all from his horrendous start to this race.
Very hard to overtake here, but I think he lifts a little. He knows it's very hard to overtake. He takes the title out of Tito.
DCK-Man all over the back of Shredder here. Less than 0.3 of a second. I wager K-Man's going to try and make a move here for P2. So we come down this back straight. He has all the slipstreaming in the world. Don't think DRS has been enabled just yet. That would be coming this next lap. As Kieran has pit. Kieran on the soft tires. So K-Man and Shredder there. As K-Man does get in front of Shredder. But Shredder tries to fight back to the braking zone. Oh, it looks like he might have gotten some wing damage off that tap to the wall. Now Phantom is all over Shredder. They go too wide into the next turn. Phantom around the outside tries to keep it on Shredder. It looks like he's got it done. We'll see if Shredder comes back at all. DRS has been enabled. And K-Man keeping it clean into the next turn. So he has successfully gotten the lead of this race. It'll be interesting to see when these guys pit. I'm going to wager around lap 20 maybe. Maybe they'll pit earlier for another set of mediums. Maybe they'll try and last for some sauce at the end to see who can set the fastest lap.
Kieran pit surprisingly early there. I considering there was a safety car.
Only 5 laps on those soft tires. Kieran did pit earlier. He could have probably stretched those to lap 7, maybe lap 8.
Yeah, considering he was a marginal gap against Caveman, he was safe. But I guess not.
As we see Tweaking again all over the back of Victor. Oh, as he goes for the move through there. Oh, what a move! So those high speed corners.
Oh,
And
Victor
Victor
loses
there
it.
goes into the wall. He has some minor wing damage there. Hopefully he can keep it together to make it back to the pits.
Tito
But
is
what a
saying
move
hello.
by Tweaking there for P4. As Tito all over the back of Victor.
Oh.
Let's see if Tito. Oh, Victor with his wing damage can't quite make it through that chicane flat out.
Tweaking
I expect
all
to see
over
him
Tito.
pull into the pits. As Caveman sets, Tweaking sets the fastest lap of the race. Let's see if anyone else replies to that.
Shredder's pitting as
But
well.
as of right
Did he
now,
get from wing
Tweaking has the
damage?
fastest lap. As Shredder's being held in the pits for some reason.
Yeah, he got a 5
He was
second.
serving a penalty.
Yeah. Tweaking with a great comeback now up into P3 and is chasing Phantom down for P2.
Tweaking there, all over the back of Phantom for P2. Caveman pulling a over 2 second gap back to P2. So that's good for him. His rivals can't get DRS off of him. A championship leader Money still in P5. He has quite the gap on either side of him though. So he'll have his work cut out for him to try and get more points. See, Tweaking, he has pace for days as he is practically pushing Phantom through this section. He gets very wide out of there. That ruins any chance of an overtake through this section. Hopefully he can keep it up and try and get Phantom on the front straight.
Both of them were very loosey-goosey through that castle section. Hopefully, you see more oversteer from Tweaking.
So we have a bit of a fight back for that last position, P9 and P10, between Victor, Redeemer, and Shredder. But going onto this front straight here, Tweaking about 8/10 behind Phantom. So he'll be on that overtake mode and trying to catch up with the aid of DRS. As we check in with Caveman out front, he's managing his ERS well. Phantom running, there we go. Phantom running about 50% ERS, same as Tweaking. So neither one of them has quite the advantage on the other, but Tweaking does have DRS going down this straight. So let's see if he can just get onto the back of him or if he tries to go for a move. And Tweaking just holds it, bidding his time, see if he can pull off another monstrous move through turn 14 again. You see the field has spread out a bit through this midsection. We still have a fight going on for positions 8, 9, and 10 between Victor, Redeemer, and Shredder. Redeemer there all over the back of Victor. Let's see if he can pull off a move into turn 3 here. He goes alongside him, just breezes past. Tweaking still on the back of Phantom going through the castle section. Let's see if he has a much better exit through there this time. Let's see if he can be prepared to line up a move through turn 1. And Redeemer has gotten past Victor, and Shredder is now on the back of Victor as well. But our main battle here for P2 between Tweaking and Phantom. And Phantom gets an alright run through the fast chicane. Yeah, keeping it off the wall there. Keeping his straight run speed up. Let's see if Tweaking can reply. He's much closer than last lap. As you see Tweaking coming up. He's got DRS. He's on the overtake. Phantom all the way over to the left, but Tweaking pulls out to the right. He's on the brakes, and he has got the position done. Let's see if Phantom fights back to turn 2, but I don't think so. Phantom falling behind, so Tweaking is all the way back up to P2 after being pretty much last at one point in this race.
Money and Flash pit.
So Money appears serving a penalty and or changing his wing in the pits there. Flash also pitting for wing damage. And that puts Redeemer back up to 6 where he started. Victor and Shredder here still battling out for now 7th position. But it looks like Tweaking has pulled quite the gap to Phantom already. He's 1.4 seconds ahead. But Caveman, your leader, is still absolutely dominating this race with a 4.5 second gap back to Tweaking in P2. we see our battle right now between Shredder and Victor. Shredder is about 7/10 behind. Let's see if he can keep it through the super technical section. If he's still within DRS range, come the front straight. But quite the gap here between P5 and 6, as Redeemer is about 15.5 seconds behind Kieran.
Oh, Victor and Shredder. Shredder was pushing Victor there.
As they come through super high speed, Shredder on the limit there, getting very close to the walls.
Victor's very much under pressure by him. Shredder's just gonna wait for the DRS so he can pass him.
Both of them drivers getting a good exit through there. Let's see how they fare through the high-speed chicane of turns 17 and 18. As they are flying, their buddy Redeemer there, about 2 seconds ahead of Victor. So they are now just a mano a mano fight for P7. The Shredder all over the back. Does he go for the move? No, keeps it right behind.
Oh, Victor goes wide.
That's going to invite Shredder in for a move into turn 2, but Shredder declines. This is a DRS straight, so Shredder behind has the advantage of DRS. Let's see if he can do anything about it or if he just chooses to stay behind again.
Victor was pulling there, so... Oh!
Oh, Shredder gets that all wrong. He knocks up a lot of his front wing.
More front wing
That's
damage.
That's gonna have to come into the pits. As Money there just goes breezing past Shredder. You can see there the advantage of having a clean front wing versus wing damage around this track. You just lose time and time.
Yeah, Victor has some fresh air now.
As we see Shredder trying to hold on to the back of Money there, but Shredder with the wing damage, that's going to be rough. Especially through these high speed areas, he's going to have to keep it clean through the chicane. As your leader Caveman there sets the fastest lap of the race at a 1:43.867.
He is on a run.
He has pulled that gap almost a second this past lap. He's up to 5.5 seconds. So the last thing he wants to see right now is a safety car. Hungry Caveman just wants this to go green to the end. Shredder has fallen all the way back to last there with that wing damage. Dark Flash getting past him. So fully expect Shredder to pit this lap for a new wing. I'll be interested to see what tires he puts on to see if he can make it to the end on the mediums or not. But a number of drivers has spread out so far throughout this race. Nobody within a second of each other. The closest is Dark Flash closing in on Money there. Money, your current championship leader, but down in 8th place.
Things are getting relatively quiet now.
As Tweaking is in 3rd position in the championship. So a strong 2nd place from him when Money's all the way down in 8th. That could close this battle for the lead up, especially with Marlon out of the race. As Flash has caught Money by a lot. He's come up almost a second already, and it's been barely a lap. As Caveman comes up to cross the line to start the middle of the race, lap 13 out of 26. So we're closing in on halfway there, and we've had a whole bunch of excitement already. I'll be interested to see what the second half of this race brings. As we continue to monitor this battle here, Money is staying ahead, far enough ahead to keep Flash out of his DRS there. So Flash won't get it across this pit straight, but within 1.5 seconds, he still will get a bit of slipstream off of Money. As we see Phantom close behind Tweaking up in P2 and 3, but not much to do about it yet. He still needs to keep bringing that gap down a bit.
Ever since he got passed by Tweaking, he's been struggling.
Yep, Phantom still on a podium position, but we'll have to see if he can get back to that P2 or not. As K-Man is extending his lead to almost 6.5 seconds again. So K-Man absolutely flying compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, the gap is 6 seconds now. I think by now, if he pits now, he'd be 5th. So he won't lose a lot
So
of
if
positions.
Caveman's going to try to keep pulling this gap so he loses as little time in the pits. Caveman also far out ahead enough that if a safety car were to come out, he would have quite the advantage. But Dark Flash back in P9 has slightly fallen off the back of Money there. So Money either found the pace or Dark Flash is starting to struggle. But Tito up in P4 on the oldest tires in this race. He is 10-lap-old hards compared to 11-lap-old mediums from Tweaking. So those guys pit lap 3 and haven't pit again. So it'll be interesting to watch and see.
He's in the pits now.
As Phantom has fallen down the order in the pits for wing damage. So that might explain why he wasn't able to bring the fight to Tweaking as much.
He stays in front of Redeemer though, but yep,
Redeemer coming out behind Phantom, but we'll see if Redeemer on his still worn tires can catch up to Phantom while he has come up into the optimal ranges. And Victor starting to close in, be closed in on by Money there. As we have a number of people hosting this race, thank you guys. All the eyes on this are appreciated, and you can use the commands in the chat to, if you're interested in joining the league or not. But all are welcome. So we see K-Man up in the front, extending his lead yet again. He's up to 7.4 seconds, almost 7.4 seconds.
He's gaining like a second every lap. That's insane. His focus is unmatched in this race.
Class of the field right now is Caveman
Exactly.
running away with it. As we see a bit of spread also back to third, so Tweaking is pulling nice gaps on Tito there. Our closest race still is Money Hustard and Dark Flash back there. Dark Flash catching it back up, a bit of time he lost to Money. We'll have to see if he can keep this pace up or if Money's just fast enough to keep him out of DRS range. Currently Phantom on the newest tires, 0-lap-old mediums. So I imagine he can make it to the end of the race from here, only 11 laps on those tires. But a number of our drivers will have to come into the pits again, so it'll be interesting to see whether they try and stretch it out and go onto the softs again, or if they come early for another set of mediums to keep it nice and safe and make sure they don't get a puncture. Shredder back in the back, his fastest lap, about 0.2 faster than the previous one. So you see Kieran is starting to catch up to Tito through that castle section, but Tito's still out in front. As Tweaking has pulled even more of a gap to Tito there, so our top 3 are all spreading out. But Kieran starting to pressure Tito just enough to let him know he's there. With the virtual mirror in this game, Tito might be seeing Kieran pop up every once in a while. Just that little extra bit of pressure. As Money has closed up on Victor a good bit, but Dark Flash has fallen back, so it looks like Money's finding some pace on those medium tires there. Still waiting to see whether our top 3 there, all on older tires, when they come into pit.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're the only ones who haven't pit yet ever since that safety car.
Yep, all the other drivers in the field have pit since the safety car, but your top 3 there have not pit yet. So you see Caveman not pulling as much as last time, but still extending that lead. Shredder there, quite a ways behind your leader Caveman. Hopefully we don't have to deal with blue flags and lap traffic, but you never know. As Money has almost gotten within DRS range of Victor there, so Money flying, trying to catch up to P7 here. He's trying to minimize the loss to Tweaking up there in the top of the championship. Say it again, very unfortunate that Marlon has DNF'd or been disqualified, from this race. Again, one driver that's not here, TRL Stig, he is serving a 1-race ban for penalty points, but he will be back next week at Canada.
Oh, just front wing damage.
Oh, Victor, front wing damage. Getting all squirrely throughout that exit there. Money is all over the back end. Let's see when Money decides to make this move here. As I assume Victor will be coming into the pits to fix that. As we have seen time and time again on this track how severely wing damage can affect your lap time.
Yeah, Victor's struggling with all that pressure for Money.
Money all over the back of Victor then as he comes through. Money will get DRS, but might not need it to make the move work as he goes flying past Victor there. So Victor coming in, looks like he's gonna, no, Victor stays out. Victor does not pit. So he thinks he can drive around this wing damage a bit, at least a couple more laps until he comes back into the pits, unless he wants to try and stretch those tires to the end. As your leaders up there have gotten 14 laps on those tires, so Tito's tires will become a lot faster than the top 2 mediums there, as those mediums will wear out a lot faster than the hards. And I imagine the mediums are reaching the end of their life here, as the hards can do about 20 laps. So coming in on 15 laps for the mediums, that might be enough to want them to come into the pits. As we see Money very much extending the gap back there. Oh, getting a bit squirrely on exit, but Victor there still trying to drive around his wing damage.
I think Caveman is gonna extend his tires to soft, to pit for soft. Right now it would be, right now if he pits right now, he could go on the softs to the end. So is Tweaking and so is Tito.
Yep, I imagine those guys would probably stretch their tires about 2 more laps to lap 20. So 6 laps on the soft tires is usually what the soft tires will be fast for. You can go a bit longer on them, but the pace will be affected by tire wear. You see Kieran closing the gap a bit to Tito, still not quite there.
You're right. Oh wait, that's hard. Tweaking is also shortening the gap to Caveman.
Yep, Caveman no longer pulling a lot. That gap has held about low 8 seconds. So we'll see if Caveman can keep this pace up, or if Tweaking is finding some worn tire pace there.
Yeah, Tweaking is pulling so much right now. He's getting like 3/10 in not even in one sector alone. So now
but time penalty for Tweaking.
Oh,
He's been ignoring those track limit warnings too much. They've come back to bite him, as he now has 3 seconds worth of penalties.
Speak of the devil, but look at that, 7.7 seconds. I don't know. Caveman doesn't have any front wing damage.
As we check in with the race leader there, nope, Caveman not any wing damage. He's still going on just as normal. As we see Kieran, he's gotten within 3 seconds of Tito there. So Kieran's trying to join the party for that last podium position.
I'm assuming Kieran is going to the end on those hards, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, you're right. He could play a big part in securing in fighting for that third place.
So Kieran coming within 2.5 seconds. Not quite pulling as much as he did, but I wonder if he's running a higher downforce setup, which would give him a lot of advantage in that super technical sector too. As after Kieran, there's quite the gap back to Phantom and Redeemer there, so the field's spread out a lot. But Money is catching up to Redeemer, so Money is on quite the comeback here. He was down in P10, but he has fought his way back up to 7th, and he is trying to close in on 6th position there, trying to do damage limitation on how much his championship lead is brought back in.
And Dark Flash goes into the pits again with more front wing damage, going into the pits for soft to the end, I'm assuming, so he's going to aim for the fastest lap.
Yep, so Money still pulling a bit. Kieran now within 2 seconds of Tito there. Tito has fallen off a bit more of tweaking. So it looks like Tito is struggling a bit for pace as Kieran is coming up behind him. We'll see towards these last 5 or 6 laps of the race. See if Kieran can make a move or not. As Money's still closing in a bit on Redeemer. He's brought that down by a couple tenths through that tight castle section there.
Do you think Caveman and Tweaking could possibly go to the end on these tires?
I would be very surprised if they make these tires.
Oh,
I'm surprised they've lasted as long as they have. They're already 16 and 17 laps old.
They're not visibly super worn out yet, but we'll see. I think maybe that's why Tweaking is pulling so much from Caveman, because Caveman is just wanting to preserve his tires. I don't know.
That might be so. Tweaking pulling in a bit more over these past couple laps has brought about a second down to 7.3 seconds, but still extending his lead back to Tito in 3rd there. Kieran now within 1.5. Make that 1.4, so Kieran might come into DRS sooner than we thought, because once he has DRS, Tito's going to have quite the time trying to keep him behind. You see the leader, Caveman, coming down the front straight to start lap 21 out of 26. Been a commanding drive from him so far this race. And Tweaking in 2nd position, taking another half a second out of that time. So Caveman must be struggling on those tires by now.
Caveman's in the pits.
As Caveman comes into the pits. So we have our first pit out of the top 3 who haven't pit since the lap 3 safety car.
Tweaking is following him as well. Will Tito stay out?
Tweaking comes into the pits. Let's see what Tito does. Tito on the hard tires, 17 laps old. They are the harder compound, more durable. Tito stays out.
Yeah, Tito and Kieran are going to be a threat to the win.
So Tito coming out now as Caveman retains P1. So Caveman has held P1 on the soft tires. Wow, he had pushed enough to get enough pace to get that free pit stop. Tito right behind him, but Caveman on those soft tires is going to be flying compared to the old hards. So now Tweaking, he has that time penalty, and he's about 4.5 seconds back. So I don't know how much of a threat he's going to be to P3 there. But holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the battle here in this podium now, coming in the late stages of this race.
Yeah, Caveman is pulling now, but Tweaking is going to be fighting for that 3rd place, maybe even 2nd place. If you look at the difference,
as Tweaking with that penalty, he's already caught up over a second. So that soft tire showing how fast it is compared to these 2 on the old hards. But Kieran and Tito here, as Dark Flash also pits for the softs way in the back. He sets the fastest lap in the race. Redeemer also takes a free pit stop to go on the softs. So we'll have a number of drivers trying to set the fastest lap here. But Kieran and Tito battling it out for P2, and Tweaking coming in hot for this last podium position. But Caveman pulling out already, almost a 3-second gap. So Caveman got very lucky on that pit exit to stay out in front. Those soft tires are going to help him pull back out. And for the lead.
Look at the difference in DRS between Kieran and Tito. Kieran is side by side pulling from Tito. He's going to get the DRS as well.
Side by side down the front straight. Kieran gets the move. Oh, Tito comes back. Is Tito going to make it work? Oh, Tito pits.
No, Tito's in the pits.
Tito's going into the pits. Something must have happened. I don't know why Tito would pit. His tires could have made it to the end. But now your podium is looking like K-Man, Kieran, and Tweaking as Phantom has made a move past the pits on Tito. So Phantom up into P4. But Tweaking coming in hot on Kieran here. So it'll be interesting to see if Tweaking can pull these 3 seconds to get rid of that penalty or not.
Look at Kieran Evans' backlight. It's flashing red. That means less than 20% ERS. So he's going to be struggling. Oh, that's Victor with the DNF.
Victor has crashed out of this race. Or did he retire in the pits?
I don't. What? Safety cars?
We have a.
Oh my God!
What is going on? We have a lap 22 out of 26 safety car. This has thrown
last lap
a wrench
shootout
in it. This will be one, maybe 2 lap shootout for this last. As a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car for Shredder here. This race. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Tweaking is in trouble with that 3 second. I mean, Kieran is just so lucky. Kieran is so lucky to stay in that position in P2. And now that Tweaking with the 3 second and everyone behind him without a penalty, except for Shredder obviously, is going to pass him. That's insane.
Dark Flash is a minute and a half behind your lead, the next driver there. So I don't think the safety car is gonna have time to wait up for him. So we might have to leave him behind at some point. What's the rest of the field? But as you can see on the track map there, the field is spread out so much. I do think this is going to be a last lap shootout.
Do you think
so
Tito
Breakout Racing League Tier 5 bringing the action late in the race.
Do you think Tito would benefit from this? Phantom is in the pits for the soft, so Tito is definitely benefiting from this.
Yes, I think Tito on the soft tires, if he can keep just within 3 seconds, he doesn't even have to pass Tweaking. He just has to keep it within 3 seconds of there, and Tito will get a podium.
Money is also in the pits. Kieran is in trouble. Kieran and Tweaking are in trouble. Kieran is on the 15-lap Woodhards, while everyone else is on softs. So that is just incredible. Shredder stays out on the mediums.
So Kieran has to stay out. The field has bunched up way too much. He would be super hurt to go into the pits right now. So as you can see, he's pulling a Kimmy the Iceman and just driving straight, trying to keep wear out of those tires. They're going to take a bit of a temperature hit, but I don't think that's going to matter with all these guys on fresh softs back there.
Oh boy, I just want the field to bunch up now because it's going to be an exciting 1 or 2 last laps.
One or two last laps. I don't think I've seen a safety car come out this late in the race before. But Virtual Burn Mylander there in the safety car, flying as fast as he can. But the field, let's see if they can bunch up in time. As we see Taco Man in the chat there, it's going to be a shootout for the finish, and buckle up, boys. I agree. Kieran is going to have quite the task on his hands trying to keep all these guys on soft tires behind. But all the other guys on soft tires also have to keep it clean and not trip up over each other.
Hopefully we don't see a lap 1 all over again. We just want to clean battles.
Clean all the way to the end. That's what we want. But as most of the field is getting caught up here, Dark Flash still 50 seconds behind. But everyone else, it seems, is caught up. Money down in 7th position is our championship leader. Second place in the championship, Marlon, was disqualified on lap 1, but 3rd place there is Tweaking. We'll have to see how this race pans out. Right now, I I believe the top constructor for the race would be Ferrari. But my oh my, ladies and gentlemen, this race has just gotten very interesting towards the end.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Dark Flash, and I assume the safety car would come in this lap. So 2 laps for Kieran to hold up everyone in the field and for Caveman to pull. I'm joking. But yeah, Caveman I think is in a very safe state right now. He's got someone behind him who's on 16 lap old hard and someone behind him who has a 3 seconds. So 2 people separating Tito.
So it'll be about 3.7 miles is how long this lap is. So we'll have to see if Kieran can keep it up for just under 8 miles of racing. 2 laps left in this race. So we'll have to see if the safety car comes in this lap. I imagine it will, as Dark Flash has caught up to within 14 seconds. But my oh my, everybody warming their tires and getting ready. Breakout Racing League Tier 5, Round 6 in Azerbaijan. We are about to have a shootout in these last 2 laps as safety cars in this lap, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, because we are going to have quite the battle here.
Caveman holding everyone up.
See how Caveman handles the restart here. What has happened there? Caveman holding up. Kieran has a 5-second penalty for a collision with Tweaking there. Tweaking all the way back down to P5. I guess Tito, the podium position of P3. Phantom might be in this battle. Phantom's up into P3 as we go down this front straight. What has just happened?
The rule is that you can't overtake before the line, and I don't know what's been happening. Phantom overtook 2 people, and Tito's down into 5th. But Redeemer and Tito are side by side.
Caveman and Kieran have run away. They've got like 2.5 seconds on the rest of the field.
Tito's out.
Phantom in P3. Tito's way down in P8. There's no more chance of a podium for him. He is retired from the session. Shredder decided to pit. Everyone else nice and bunched up.
Poor Tito. I mean, now that 2 Ferraris are battling, what's going on here?
You see Money is all over the back of Tweaking there. Looks like Money's going to get past. Phantom within DRS range of Kieran there. I don't think we're going to have DRS because you need 2 laps after the safety car before DRS is enabled. So I don't think we're going to have DRS for the rest of this race, as almost all of the field is within a second of each other. Dark Flash there practically pushing Tweaking through the castle section. Oh, and Dark Flash has gotten damaged. Dark Flash been hit through the castle section, so he has no more front wing. He is out of this fight. Dark Flash and Shredder there, guarantees for the last 2 spots. Money closing in on Redeemer there. Money might get P4 after all. Phantom very close behind Kieran. Phantom might be going for the P2 there. Caveman, your leader, has gotten 2.3 seconds out ahead of Kieran. Kieran on those old hard tires. Let's see if he can keep it together.
Oh, Phantom's pulling. Look at Kieran. Kieran has no ERS.
Kieran has no ERS, no grip. Kieran out of ERS deployment for this lap. Phantom up into P2 of this race. Kieran, I don't think he's going to be able to. Shredder DNF. Shredder has crashed out of this race in the high speed chicane. So he will finish P7. Dark Flash out of this race too. We have 6 out of 13. Less than half of the field remains in this race, and they are all bunched up together. As Money is right all over the back of Redeemer here. Last lap. Let's see if he decides to send it at all. As K-Man has 2.5 seconds behind Phantom. Phantom has 1.1 seconds on Kieran, so Kieran's not going to get DRS at this point, even if it was enabled, but it is not enabled.
Kieran, I think, is going to have to remove that 5 second. That wasn't his fault, I don't think. I was leaning over, Tweaking.
I imagine the stewards are going to have quite the list of incidents after this race to look over.
Oh, Phantom's off! Phantom's no front wing!
Phantom has no front wing. Phantom P2. He's going to have to... He might... Kieran's right all over the back of him. Phantom. Kieran gets past. Kieran on the super old hards. Is Phantom's podium going to go out the door? Redeemer. Money has hit Redeemer. Phantom's hit the wall. Redeemer's hit the wall. Money's hit Redeemer. They're all right on top of each other. Right now, Phantom is somehow still in P3, but Redeemer's going to get by. Can Phantom hold up anyone else? Phantom crashes out of the race. Phantom is out. Redeemer's up into P3 now. We have 5 runners left on this last lap. We have 5 runners left.
We wanted clean racing, guys, not wreck fest.
Caveman sets the fastest lap. I can't even say
What
it.
was that?
He takes the win. Redeemer somehow P2 with that penalty. Money up to P3, but Kieran might get that penalty removed and back up to the podium. But oh my goodness!
What? I am pulling my hair right now. What happened?
I'm on my feet. I don't know what just happened. We had 5 runners finish that race.
Interviews will be interesting. That's to say the least.
My co-commentator, I'll let you worry about inviting those people to the lobby, but holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite the race there. We had 5 finishers out of 13 finish the race. And Caveman there doing the dancey dance on the podium. Top step. He is your winner today. What a dominant performance from him all race. Had to do some defending towards the end there. But Redeemer up on the podium in the Ferrari P3.
Wow.
So, what a race, ladies and gentlemen.
What a race indeed. Okay, we're just waiting. Hey guys, once you're coming in, be sure to include your audio when you're ready for your interview. We're just waiting for Redeemer. Okay, once Redeemer joins, I guess we can start with the interviews.
So there's your results, ladies and gentlemen. Caveman with the win, followed by Redeemer P2 and Money Hustler P3. The rest of the other 2 that finished the race are Kieran and Tweaking. And the order is Phantom, Flash, Shredder, Tito, Victor, Harry Jock, Marlon, and Shifts. But what a race, guys. So Money, let's start. Is Money in the
Marty left. Money left. I don't know what's happening to him, but we can start, I guess, with Redeemer. Redeemer, talk us through your race and that last safety car. I mean, that was just, it was quiet and peaceful, and yeah, just talk us through it. Mm-hmm. Anything to ask him?
No, good race. Started what, P6 and
I didn't include my audio, so
podium.
everything I just said didn't count. Whoops.
Interesting. All right, Caveman. What a dominant performance today. You just flew away from everyone before that final safety car, but you managed to keep it clean and pull enough of a gap, and here you are, the victor today.
Yeah, thanks. Just had a great start and got free after turn 1, and then I think I missed all the chaos that happened because I think I only had to make one more overtake, and then yeah, I can't really comment on what happened with the rest of the race because I'm surprised with how many people DNF'd, but yeah.
Yeah.
So what a performance today.
Caveman, dominant performance. This is, I think, you've stepped on every single step of the podium, so good job with that. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about the championship in the future? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, three podiums in a row.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm feeling. I feel like I could challenge probably for. This probably puts me on into P3 in the championship. I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the standings recently, but yeah, I think as long as I'm able to put in consistent finishes, I don't think I'll be competing for P1 in many races. But I think as long as I can challenge for P3 every race, I think I have a good chance at P3 in the championship.
Yeah, well, we see what keeping out of the chaos can do for you today. So good luck in your future races, and hopefully we'll see you up on the podium in these interviews again.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm just waiting for Kieran. He wants an interview. I asked him since, so we're just waiting for him. Sorry. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about, Redeemer or Caveman?
I guess the only part that had me worried was I saw that the hard runners in, I think, third and fourth, and I was running on the second stint of mediums. I wasn't sure if I was going to get ahead heading into the pits, but luckily, I think I came
That
out
was very close, yeah.
a couple tenths ahead.
When that VSC came out, I was just going through castle section and just on entry, like, it jump scared me. So I just threw my car right into the wall. I'm just like, oh, there's weight damage. That's my race done. I had to keep my head down. I was just like, because I've been doing this for years, and I was just like, keep my head down and just go and make the best of it and kind of, come back to, let the race come back to me, and, that's what happened, so.
Okay.
All right, Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran.
What a race.
Great debut from you. That was, I think, you are P2 or P. Yeah, I think you're P2. Yeah, you have a penalty to appeal, don't you, from that contact with Tweaking? But yeah, talk us through your race. I mean, were you trying? I saw you were catching up to Caveman at the end of the hard medium stint. Yeah, talk us through your race.
Well, originally I was going to stick to my plan. I wasn't going to change from my strategy at all, safety car or not. Secondly, the second safety car came out, my hards were, the second that safety car came out, I was on the softs. I knew that when the safety car went in, I had enough time to probably, rich fuel, ERS it as far as away as I can from second place. Now, me doing that, I knew in my head, seat flap, hards are going on. Hards will carry me through to the end. It did. I was relying on them going back in the pits, which once again they did. I just didn't get enough, just a couple of seconds, and I would have been ahead. Perfect timing for that last safety car. But unfortunately, mistakes happen. I got caught up in the safety car. I caught a penalty by someone going into the back of me. It is what it is. It's racing at the end of the day.
Yeah, what a performance today, though. Those hard tires, you making them last.
Yeah. You
Hopefully
definitely
the
have potential
stewards see
to
your
battle for
side of
wins.
it.
Yeah, well, I'm rolling on next week at Canada. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Good luck in the future to you and all of our competitors. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was Breakout Racing League Tier 5 Round 6 at Azerbaijan. And don't go too far, because starting at 9 p.m. tonight, we have Tier 6's race. So hopefully they can provide just as much excitement as Tier 5 tonight. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Alright, boys.